Slowly, with my entire body feeling tense, I unknot my tie and begin to loose the first of the buttons. I'm trying to mentally block out Hanako to make this easier, but it's not really working. She has the biggest lady boner right now. As I work my way down, I expect to hear some sort of form of protest from her. She remains silent, though, which just makes me feel even stranger. Like, her face, though, she's just like, Relax my shirt unbutton, I take a breath and look at her. Hanako's gaze is fixed on my scarring, as expected, and once I nod and say it's okay, she steps forward and tentatively places her hand on the vertical line running down my chest. The scarring on her hand, a pattern of damaged skin across its surface, contrasts with a single uniform line that makes up mine. Her hand isn't trembling at all, unlike what I predicted.
This is...
The scar from the surgery that followed my heart attack. The surgeon had to cut open my chest to operate on my heart.
I never knew.
Hanako's words are calmer and softer than usual. The soft feeling of her fingers moving from my scar to my breast makes me hesitate a little before continuing on. You're the first person to see this since I left the hospital.
But why are you showing this to me?
I wanted to prove to myself that I could do this, that I could accept my past and move on. I wanted to show that to you as well. She nods. From her reaction, she seems to know how difficult this is for me. More than anything, this scar represents a visible reminder of my condition. A reminder that I'm not normal anymore. That's something that, until now, I had tried my hardest to ignore. As the minutes tick by, Hanako's gaze lingers. Her eyes look less focused on my scarring than before. The situation feels a bit different than it previously did, and makes me feel slightly uncomfortable. Her hand retreats, and I draw my shirt close and begin to button it up. Her blushing face suddenly returns to its typical tense and timid state as she looks away. The room is completely silent as I fix my shirt and tie, feeling put off after such an unexpectedly intimate moment. See, Hisao was like, yep, she's gonna touch my butt. She's gonna touch my butt, I'm gonna touch her butt. Nope, he's doing back up his shirt. So I guess you're not the only one that's scared. Hanako smiles a little at the joke, thankfully lightening the atmosphere a bit.
Thank you, Hisao. I think I understand.
I give a long sigh of relief. I didn't really know how she'd take it, but I'm glad everything seems to have worked out as I hoped. Hanako's smile only proves that further. I'm finding the path I want to follow now, and what Hanako needs is to find her own. It's something I can't help her with, and it's something that she needs to overcome her past in order to do. Hanako checks her watch. It's getting late. Where is she fucking wearing a watch?
Hisao,
Yeah, I'd better get going. I'll be thankful for some sleep. It's been a long day after all. Good night, Hanako.
Good night.
God, you bitch! You're such a bitch. Wait, why am I in the city? Giving up on the idea of getting more done today, I started leaning against one of the overpass fences, leaving my bag on the ground. God damn it. I'm going to try not to cause any further problems. Thankfully, my heart is acting normally, there's no dull pain, and the beating is regular. Albeit fast-paced, I recover from overdoing things in this kind of heat. Hit my body. Shrugging, I press the button to answer the call and bring the phone to my ear. Hello, Hisao Nakai speaking. ... Sound of a couple short breaths can be heard, but no actual speech is forthcoming. Hello?
Hisao?
It's Hanako. Her voice is really easy to place, even if I've never heard it over a phone before. Hanako, sorry, I wasn't expecting you to call. What's up?
If you're not busy, I was wondering if you would like to...
Meet up?
Yes, I mean...
She sounds really wound up about this. I can hear muffled voices in the background, and it's about time for afternoon tea, so I guess you want me to meet her at the Shanghai or something. That sounds fine. Are you at the Shanghai?
I'm in the city.
Oh shit, she went to the city on her own? Hanako's here? Alone? That's a surprise. It's a little wonder she's like this, and she's surrounded by people entire... How the fuck did she manage it? That works out well. I'm just wandering around there now. Where are you? Hanako manages to stare out the street name, address, and some basic directions to where she is. Luckily, it's not too far, and I agree to see her soon after hanging up. I look up at the sky. The summer heat is beating down. This is the first time Hanako's asked for us to do something together beyond the simple board game. And the first time, at least since I've known her, that she's come to the city by herself. Maybe this means Lily was— Fuck you, Lily! By the time I manage to stagger up to the cafe where Hanako is, I've started to wheeze again. I'm sweating so much I feel like a melting popsicle. I can barely hold the bag in my hand. I need to sit down badly.
Are you feeling okay?
I try my best to laugh it off, but something just makes me more out of breath. Not very fit these days, don't mind me. I'm just gonna die now, please. Hanako nods, but still looks as if I'm going to die. Is her face something about her seems different? I'm not sure if my eyes are playing tricks on me, but she looks kind of nice. She's wearing the same shit as before. Hanako... Can I have a mango smoothie? Yes. Good choice, my man. She goes, nobly, enthusiastically bursting inside. Everything's a different city in more ways than one. Hanako looks back out towards me and adjusts her hat a little. If she noticed the waiter staring at her scars, she didn't show it.
Not coffee?
I think I'd die from this heat if I had something like coffee right now. Resting my head in my hand, I look to my quiet companion. She seems taken aback. A very unexpected reaction to my lame joke. An unwelcome emotion bubbles up inside me as I realize her reason why. Unlike most in Yamaku, indeed, unlike anyone I'm aware of, my condition goes beyond limiting the activities I can do. Or to be more precise, breaching those limits could have much more grave consequences. Oh yeah, Hisao's really like the only person who could like legitimately fucking die. Jesus Christ.
Do you think she looks pretty?
Hanako's following my gaze. Her eyes taking in the waitress that served us. I can feel my blood slowly going to my cheeks as I rest my smoothie back on the table. Nah, I can't really say them into that look. She looked like an old friend I knew before my heart attack.
Did you have many friends?
I had a few at my previous school, though I wouldn't say a lot. The four of us just hung around after school and stuff.
Do you still talk to them?
I shake my head. No, we gradually lost contact while I was stuck in the hospital. They sent me like one fucking get well card and then fucked off.
You're not saddened by that? Or angry?
Hanako looks genuinely surprised. I guess it's the right reaction. Well, life did move on for them while I was stuck in the ward. I was pretty sore about it at the time, but now it's just a bunch of nice memories and people to add to my hit list. That's right, I was gonna ask. Hanako tilts her head quizzically. I didn't know you had a mobile phone. How'd you get my number?
Lily gave it to me.
I should have guessed. You know, you could have just asked. I'd have given it to you. Want to exchange email? You wanna exchange email? Hanako nods, setting down her drink and fishing out her phone from her pocket as I do the same. Surprisingly, the same model as mine. Pink, though. Nice phone. She looks with a curious expression before noticing my phone and giggling. It's one of those very few times I've seen Hanako let her guard down enough to do such a thing.
I didn't pick it out myself, though.
Oh?
It was a present from Lily. I never really needed a phone, and I couldn't afford one. She bought me one for Christmas, though saying we could use it to keep in touch.
They see each other basically every day anyway, both in and out of school. Then again, Lily does have her class representative stuff. Lily's a very special person to you, isn't she?
She is. I love her very much.
You don't mean that like love, right? Like, because you're giving me some mixed signals here, Hanako. Email 3.
Lily, Akira, and you.
Surprised you know each other so well, with her job taking so much of her time. Hanako looks down to me about 10. You must be very jealous of Lily having lots of friends. Didn't you want to make more friends yourself, or get to know some of hers?
I'm not jealous. I don't like people, so I don't mind not having...
See? Yep. Don't like people. Fuck people. Fuck people. Except people that watch my videos, because you're cool. I'm taking quiet as a reason to continue. I'm not really sure what I could say, so I end up giving my attention to silence.
In middle school, I got bullied. A lot. I was called names, I got excluded from work groups and sports teams. There were worse things, too.
And that's what made you not like other people. She shakes her head.
That was elementary school.
Oh no! So sad! Hey, Hanukkah, wait for me. I'll be right back. Put the empty cup down.
Wait, where are you going?
Just stay here. I'll be back in a bit. Where am I going? Notebook bag in my hand. I'm gonna cook the food as I did when I left. I deposit the diminutive bag in front of her and sit back down.
Is this...
It's for you. You can open it.
But...
Go on. She looks very unsure about it, but eventually gives in, slowly opens the bag and picks its contents out. The silver chain phone strap dangles from her fingers, ending in a delicate flower. It isn't exactly a masterwork or jewelry, but it's about as much as I could afford. Hanako's eyes light up when she looks at it. It's the kind of reaction I was hoping for. The summer sun glints off the silver as it twists to and fro a little. It's not too ostentatious and looks a little charming. I think it suits her well. Hanako lowers the phone strap to the table and looks at me once more.
But it's not Christmas or my birthday.
It's fine, don't worry about it. I just thought it'd be nice to have something to decorate your phone with.
I don't have anything to give to you.
I told you, it's fine. Friends can give each other things like this sometimes, right?
Friends.
Hanako lowers her face so much I can't see her expression. She eventually nods before taking her phone and fiddling with the strap to attach it properly. Yeah, we're moving on, moving on, moving on. We're so close, you guys.
Thank you, Hisao.
We're so close, you guys. I guess I'd better get going if I want to catch that nice box past the town. You coming as well?
Yeah.
She hastily nods before carefully putting her phone back in her pocket and getting off of her chair. I did the same thing and pick up the bag I'd left beside me on my way out. We walk side by side as we make our way to the bus station, exchanging no words between us. Hanako's gaze is firmly locked ahead of her, even though she looks very happy with herself. I'm not sure what I would say to her, but I'm not sure I need to say anything. The fact that Hanako is happy, and happy because of me, is enough to make the load of my arm feel light as a feather. Cause Hisao's a little wimpy baby. He's a little wimpy baby. Who's the little wimpy baby? Is it you? Do, scene transition, cause these aren't very needed. There was no, scene transition, at all. Finally reaching the classroom after the usual walk from the dormitories, I step inside. My eyes immediately turn to the third seat from the left and back row, Hanako's seat. It's empty. It's also a possibility I'm completely just misinterpreting Hanako. Not a difficult thing to do, someone whose social skills seem so underdeveloped. So my footsteps come to the door, making me perk up. It's the pirate! It ends up just being Captain Miki. The Dread Pirate Miki. She barely acknowledges my existence when I accidentally make eye contact with her. I'm about to look away, but another person comes in not long after she takes her seat. Hanako! I feel myself freeze as I see Hanako enter. This isn't a rational reaction, but I have no idea how I should act or what I should say to her. For a moment, our eyes meet. And then just as quickly, she looks away and moves to her seat without saying a single word.
Awkward.
As is now usual for the period following classes, my face is buried deep in a book that I find thoroughly uninteresting. Studying is not something that comes naturally to me. I didn't study a lot before coming to Yamaku, and until now I've largely managed to coast through talent alone. It's frustrating that I can't do that anymore. Judging by the faces on the other few students in the library, I don't think I'm alone in my distaste for this. Misery loves company, I suppose. I decided to spend lunchtime with Hanako since we haven't had lunch together for a while now. I may as well have spent the time studying, though. Aside from pathetically small tidbits of smart talk, there's barely a word said between us. Why does she keep doing this to me? I just want to protect her and be there for her. But every time I feel like we're coming closer, we end up further away.
Are you busy?
Hanako! Oh god, she surprised me instead this time! Jesus Christ! I just had a heart attack! My head whips around in surprise, causing her to... My headphones just almost fell off. Causing me to retreat in fright. That was bad timing. If I hadn't been thinking about her in that very moment, I probably wouldn't have been nearly so startled. Sorry, you just startled me, because this is a very weird role reversal. I find myself staring at her longer than I should. Just go back to the text lying on the table in front of me. I feel like I'm just staring at the words rather than actually reading. I get the feeling Hanako can notice this as well, so I sigh and close the book. What's up?
I was just wondering what you were reading.
She looks a little downcast at my reaction seeing her. Giving up on the prospect of getting more work done, I get up and return the book to its place on a nearby shelf. Just an English textbook.
Has it helped?
It helped me realize I don't like English, yeah. That's racist. Hanako gives a small giggle. I may muse on the sorry instead of our friendship, but I do know that such little gestures are things I wouldn't see were I not at least some distance closer to her than when we first met. And that, kids, is how I met your mother.
Is something wrong?
If I want to know more about her, maybe I should stop being so evasive about it. Talking with Lily as an equal rather than being constantly in fear of causing her to become upset worked fine, so I should try a straightforward approach with Hanako as well. Hey Hanako, do you mind if I ask you a question?
I don't mind.
I want to know what your life was like. Your life before coming to Yamaku. She hesitates. I briefly consider backing off, but she seems to be taking the question quite seriously. The wild Hanako remains easily startled. I have worked my way into the herd, but still I am an outsider. I sit and watch her, letting her silently take her time. She's not making eye contact with me, and looks almost as if she's arguing with herself into letting herself open up to me more. Her answer finally comes in a stiff, almost reluctant nod. She looks far more tense than she did before I'd asked.
Okay, but in return, you have to tell me about your life as well.
I nod and follow her as she begins to walk out of the library, so we may talk. By now, most of the students have already left the main buildings. Apart from a few people hovering around club rooms, the hallways are largely empty. I guess we'll start with coming to Yamaku. Let's see, I was in the hospital when my parents first told me about Yamaku Academy. The doctors told me I shouldn't go to my old school anymore. My parents agreed and persuaded me to apply for Yamaku, even though it'd mean living away from them for the first time.
It must have been hard for you.
Well, yeah, I have to admit that it was. My parents both worked long hours and full time, so I to live reasonably independently wasn't anything new to me. It was the fact I was going to school for disabled students that hit the hardest, I think. And you? A small group of chatting girls passes as we near the stairs, with Hanako pressing herself tightly to my side until we reach the ground floor. She doesn't usually come this close when walking inside the school, so I'm left a little put off.
The staff at the orphanage offered me some options of what I could do. Middle school hadn't been good, so I thought the Yamaku might be better. It was isolated, and I thought it might be easier to get by here with most of the others being disabled.
I was wrong. In my first week, there were no survivors.
It's pretty ironic that the reasons Hanako looked forward to the Yamaku were the exact reasons I hated the idea. To me, it felt I was being shunted somewhere away from society and everyone I knew. To Hanako, it was probably an inviting prospect. What was life like at the orphanage?
It was okay. The staff was nice and they took care of us. The children there didn't talk to me much, but I didn't really want to talk to them either, so I didn't mind, because they were all assholes. The orphanage had little libraries, so I started to read to pass the time. The staff didn't mind it because it made me easier to handle than many of the other children, who were setting fires and committing murders.
You didn't make any friends there?
No, I think my life was on hold during that time. I knew that, but I didn't mind.
To think her life was on hold for all that time, though. Depending on when the fire happened, that was a huge chunk of her life. No parents, no friends, apparently no relatives. We walk through the door to the courtyard, expecting to avert my eyes from the sun, but by now it's well into sunset. Hanako's eyes keep flicking to me, so I look away from her for a bit.
What was it like at the hospital?
I quickly clear my thoughts and try to refocus them. I hesitate for a bit, knowing that I have to tell her. We're close enough for her to feel comfortable telling me this, so it's only fair that I reciprocate. It was okay at times, but at others it was pretty bad. At the beginning, everyone sent their sympathies and came to visit often. It was just like breaking an arm or something. Meeting all my friends was one of the good times. Iwanako came often as well, more often than everything else. She sucked up my dick! But there are bad times too, when my friends slowly stopped visiting. I began to realize how grave my situation was. It reminded me it wasn't just a broken limb, that now I was a different person than before. Oh, it's so sad! Fuck me! Even the times Iwanako would spend with me became torturous. By the end, we were reduced to silence, whereas before, she'd be constantly talking, and never shutting the fuck up. That's how Iwanako always was. She may have been a fragile person, but she would just constantly try and hide that fact. Not about anything in particular, just talk. I think the 3 lowest points would have been when my parents told me that I wouldn't be going to my old school anymore, my birthday passing while in the hospital, and when Iwanako left for the last time. Stop talking about your ex, bro! Jesus fucking Christ!
What was your middle school like?
I hated it. I grew up in a really metropolitan area, and I got the shit kicked out of me by the inner city kids. I got shitty grades, and I played football with my friends. I spent a fair at a time hanging out with the gangbangers after school. Did get teased a bit over my gay faggot hair as well. I'm bored with Hisao talking about himself, so I'm making him have more street cred. I grimace a little if I put my hand over my hair to cover it. I keep getting tufts and strands that refuse to flatten or stay where I wanted to. My mother wouldn't let me just get my hair shaved. I had a habit of popping out, no matter how much I tried to brush it down.
It still does a little.
I was worried I'd get that reply.
Sorry, I didn't mean to! Oh my god, I fucked up!
I gave a mild laugh and waved it off. It's fine, I know it still does. Feels strange, blah 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 blah. There are a number of girls in the common room on the ground floor, and Hanako presses herself to my side once more as we pass them. Wait. I get the feeling we're about to have another plot point. What do you have in store, Mr. Nakai? What do you have in store?